Okay, I'm loading or recording. Okay, awesome. That was fun. You guys are all laughing and smiling and meeting your people. So great. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the two main categories or two main topics today. We're gonna talk about are how to get the word out, how to talk to people, right? And then we're gonna talk about client support. So we're going to start with getting the word out, and Ange has volunteered to come up here and do something really fun for us. The most important thing that you have when you are getting the word out is your story. So we're going to go over that today and just talk about how to get your story down and how to make it exciting and passionate and all that kind of stuff. Because if you don't have a good story, you're going to lose interest of people very quickly because they're going to start dazing and thinking about other things. So you have to have a really good story. So Ange, tell me your story.
Well, I was overweight, and I just gained a lot of weight after I had my kids. And then this college friend called me, and she was doing this thing. I was kind of interested, and then but she had to call me like 3 more times, and I thought, okay, maybe I'll try it. I tried some things on my own, and that didn't really work. So she called me and convinced me, and I thought I should try it. I'm gonna stop me or should I keep going?
No, because you're not even exaggerating bad enough.
I know.
And then my cat died.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was supposed to go. I know. I've got the other one kind of grained, and it kind of keeps coming. I don't think I can do it this way anymore.
Okay, so what she was trying to demonstrate, does anybody else want to give me one?
Can you do one? You know what I'm
trying
to do?
Yeah, I'm trying to demonstrate it the wrong way.
Okay. So my story is that I was so sick and tired of being overweight that I joined a challenge at Genesis. And then I was killing myself. Oh my gosh, I went to the gym every single day. I went at 9 o'clock at night. I'd go at 6 o'clock. I'd go at 4 o'clock. I was there all the time. And I was just killing myself. And my friend was saying, would you just listen? I've got the thing. But I didn't want to hear anything she had to say. And so finally, when I got to the end of the challenge, I was thinking, okay, well, maybe I should hear what she has to say.
So how many of you already kind of checked out with your story? Right? Too much, right? So even though
I wasn't even exaggerating, I just was exaggerating a little bit.
Yeah. Thank you. That was good. So that was what you don't want to do, because as you all witnessed, you're starting to think, really, lady? Like, get to the point. Like, what's in it for me, right? So your story has to be concise. So it is really the sharpest or the best tool you have in your tool belt. So you want it to be sharp. That was my little thing. So I'm going to show you a little video that you'll see soon. We did it for Kim. Kim Fisk is our presidential, and by the way, I wasn't going to let this out of the bag, but I will. If you are staying today, she's going to join us via Zoom about 4:30. And she's coming in for the advanced training to say hello, and we never know what she's going to say, but it's always awesome. So she's coming. But anyway, she is putting together some new training for us just to even simplify it more. And there's only going to be 4 pillars, which you'll learn more about later, but you're going to get a sneak peek. Hello, honey. You're going to get a sneak peek of what's coming with the first one, and this is just your story. And so what you're going to see is Kelly Grant and myself, and then another global director, Kaylin Davis. She's like our cousin, kind of. We like to call her in the Take Shape Life family. But and this will just give you, just listen to this, and you'll see how we did this was 3 different types of stories, like a non-weight loss story, most powerful one, and a weight loss story, and then a business story. And I have on these days Kaylin Davis, global director, say hello. Hello. And Kelly Marian, integrated regional director. Come on, we'll come right. Okay, Sarah Turvey. So we're excited today because we're going to talk about
at the
story.
bottom right of your YouTube.
The story is really
like full screen.
Your best tool in your toolbox.
Right there.
Most powerful one.
Yeah.
And when you're just getting the word out to people.
Yeah, but I want the sound to come out of my TV.
They want to hear your story. So for your story, we want it to be very emotional and authentic. You know how to do that?
Are you doing airplay? How do you have it connected to your computer?
It's right here.
Why didn't I let you turn it
And so you can come down. That was my frustration. Could you tell?
Yes.
Hang on real quick. Let me try something. I go to settings and I go to sound. Where's sound? There we go. Aha. Yep. But I did it.
And true, and have to really think about, go back to how you felt emotionally, like you have to remind yourself how you felt emotionally before you started this program. And pick 2 to 3 points that are really good points for you, that you can get to that emotional place about how you felt before, and then 2 to 3, how you feel now. And that's basically your story. You don't want to put in anything about how you found the program, because that's just a lot of talk that nobody wants to hear, because really they just want to listen to you and think about what's in this for me. Because when you're telling your story, they're thinking about them. So they don't need to know about where you found it or how you found it. So to start us off, we're going to have Kelly Grant, and she's going to share with you her weight loss story. Kelly, take it away.
All right. So when I am talking to someone, I really do have to go back to where I was. And so usually my story goes a lot like this. I am one of those people that have struggled with my weight my entire life. At one point, I weighed 300 pounds after having my boys. I did a lot of things, and I lost a lot of weight. And I was about 178 when I married my husband in 2009. After we got married, I slipped back into old habits and quickly regained about 60 pounds. I felt like a failure. I was tired every day after work. I slept. I didn't have energy to do things with my boys. And I was diagnosed with some weight-related issues. Someone reached out to me and told me about this program, and since that time, I have lost 85 pounds. I have kept it off. I have the tools to keep it off, and I even recently ran a 5K. So it's really changed my life in all capacities. I don't take any medications anymore, and I just feel really, really good about the things that are going on in my life with my health.
Awesome. That was great. That was really good. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a story about if you don't have a big weight loss story. I lost 10 pounds on the program. So some people that didn't lose any weight may say, well, I don't have a story. Yeah, you do. You have a story or you wouldn't be a coach, right? So I have a couple stories. So I'm going to kind of have to, when you don't have a big weight loss story, I feel like I have to be ready for anything and kind of pick the story that's going to fit the situation. So if I am talking to someone that is more fit, maybe they have, 30 pounds to lose or less, I'll use my story. And my story is just this. I've always had a passion for health and fitness, but I've never had a way to help someone actually lose weight. I was teaching classes at a gym, fitness classes, and I've had people come to my classes and go, okay, I'm coming to all your classes, I'm getting stronger, but I am not losing any weight. Help me, teach me, what do I eat? And I get all excited and I tell them what to eat and break it out for them, and no one would succeed. It was too hard. I couldn't plan all that stuff. So I just felt really defeated. So I found this program and being very skeptical, I decided to put it to the test, and I did it without any exercise, just eating what I was supposed to, because again, I was very skeptical. And I lost that last 10 pounds in about 25 days, and I was amazed. And so now I have taken that and helped a lot of other people, and it's the most rewarding thing ever. So that's my non-weight loss story or little weight loss story. If I have someone that I'm talking to that maybe has 50 pounds or over to lose, I may not want to tell them that I didn't have much to lose, because you want to build that trust and that relationship. And I don't really, a lot of times feel like if they don't really know me, that's a good way to start off a conversation. So I tell them about how I found this program because I wanted to help my mom. My mom's dad died in his 50s of a stroke, and my mom was in her 50s, already on 2 high blood pressure medications, and everything I tried to do to help her just didn't work. So I searched high and low, found this, I was like, come on, Mom, you can do it, please. And it has chocolate. Reluctantly, she tried it, and in about 4 months, she lost 50 pounds, got off both of her high blood pressure medications, and now she's going to be around for a long time to play with my girls and make memories, and that was about 4 years ago now. So that is my story for someone that has a bigger weight loss journey to go on that I use instead of my own. So if you don't have a parent, you have a client, I'm sure, or some other relative that you could pull from that. So I just wanted to give those 2 examples to hopefully help you out with that. Okay, Kaylin, sorry, I got a little.
No, I love it. I love hearing these stories. They never get old. I just want to share with you guys a little bit of my business story. So a lot of times when I'm talking to a newer coach or I'm, out and about and, the question comes up, what do you do? And, then what do you do, right? The do question. And kind of talking about that. Well, for me, my business story is, before I had started this program and this business, I was teaching full-time, teaching high school choir. I was directing musicals, working, 40 hours plus 4 hours a night rehearsals. I had 2 little kids, busy, never saw my kids. Didn't really have anything to look forward to because I knew it was just another 16-hour day going on. And was kind of getting bogged down. My marriage was kind of suffering because we never saw each other. And so I had been on the program about halfway through my weight loss, and everyone was noticing. And so really what happened was financially, our student loans kicked in, and we couldn't pay them. With myself working full-time and my husband working full-time. And so I was like, okay, we need to do something. So I decided, a lot of people were asking me what I was doing. And so I decided to pay it forward and help some other people. And so in March, our student loan bills were $2,500 total for the month. And I had no idea where this money was going to come from. Well, the end of March, I'll never forget this. My coach goes, Kaylin, do you realize how awesome you are doing? This is 2.5 weeks in the coaching. I said, yes, Karen, all these people are getting healthy. And she said, no, she goes, you just made about $2,700. And I could not even believe it. Paid my student loans in March. By May of that year, the end of the school year, I had doubled my teaching income. So I was making about $6,000 a month working, full-time, having the kids, and honestly, just helping people. I was thrilled. My family lost over 400 pounds together. It's just truly been a blessing. And so now that it's been going so well, I was able to quit teaching full-time. I'm able to be home with my kiddos, which is awesome. And the best part that I really like about it is that I still have my independence. I still have my own business. I still work with my own people and have my own identity, but yet I can still be a mom and have those priorities. So, and I'm going to be honest, the money is pretty amazing. So I can say now, being, coaching since last March, so let's see, a little over a year and a half, making about $10,000 a month. So it has been just awesome. And like I said, I love helping people. So that's my story.
Awesome. Great. Well, that wraps it up for our stories, and I hope they helped you and emotionally moved you a little bit. That's what you want to do with your story. So go out there, have fun, share your stories, and just connect with people and get the word out. Bye, guys.
Okay, that's weird to watch yourself on. But so those were examples then for you to see. I want you guys to get out your paper and your pen, and while we're thinking about this, think about and write down 2 or 3 points or bullet points emotionally, like remind yourself how you felt at the beginning of your journey, okay? And write those down, and with feeling words, like what were they? Write 2 or 3. Need a pen?
Oh, here, this is pen. Does anyone need paper? Because Mandy brought this down. Does
Anybody need paper or pen?
Here. You have to play too. Can't leave anybody out.
Oh, I'm sorry, you sat by Anne's the teacher, so you're gonna have to share.
I'll give you an ID.
Extra hydration.
Try to use feeling words too, emotional words.
We forgot the question already.
I
We're the
know.
same age.
2 or 3 bullet points of how you felt before you started the program. Were you depressed? Were you exhausted? Did you have low self-esteem? That's all there is. There's no right or wrong. It's what you feel, what you felt. And then when you're done with that, think about now, whether you're done with your, you made it to your goal. We're never done, right? Never done. This is a lifelong journey that you'll always be on. Because if you quit, bad things happen. So you're always on this journey. So how do you feel now? What are you excited about now that's changed? You done? Sure.
Thank you.
I have one. Okay, so that's really when you're gonna tell your story. You don't ever want to write it all out, because then it's gonna sound like you're reading it, right? You really just want to have these bullet points, and you can have them wrote out in front of you, and that's what you want to say. You need more? Yep.
And one more. Do you have markers?
Yeah, they're right there in the corner. Sorry. Okay. So any questions about that? That's something too that you want to work with your mentor coach on. Tell your story, practice your story, share it with your mentor, and they can help you if you're lacking for some emotional words or you can't quite grasp it. They can help you tweak that. We could spend a lot of time on that today, but I think it's something that you're going to do better at if you just work one-on-one with your mentor coach with it. So then I handed you out this Get the Word Out. This used to be called Collecting Yeses. We changed that. So now it's just getting the word out, and that's way more fun, right?
Yeah, it is.
So you'll see on here, it's basically the same thing, but I did put in a little part there where you can write down your bullet points for your story, so you have them right in front of you. So if you're doing it on the phone where you're calling your friends or family and stuff, and you're getting the word out, you have this all written out in front of you. Something that I want to make make sure you are aware of is at the bottom. The original that we used to do didn't have this on there, and that's called the follow-up. And it's really important that you guys know what that is. Like if they are interested at all, and I had a thing here. Okay, so if you're getting the word out for someone, right, and they're saying yes to your questions, and they go, sure, okay, I can do that. That is just a regular old getting the word out. So you're going to thank them for their time. You're going to get their email address, and you're going to tell them that you're just going to keep them updated occasionally on how things are going and thank them so much for everything. Okay, because their level of interest on a scale from 1 to 10 is about a 1 or 2, right? Sure. Okay. I can. All right. Now, if you have someone you're doing this with and they say, oh my gosh, that sounds really interesting. I would like to know more about that. What do you do? Write that in there. Anyone know?
Get their number and you set up time to call them.
You say, awesome. I would love to tell you more, but you don't want to do it right then, right? Because you're not ready and you're new and you're like, crap, what script is that I gotta follow, right? So just go, awesome. You know what? I would have time later today or tomorrow or whatever, but you want to do it within 48 hours. Set the time to call them, and that's when you're going to do the interested script with them. They don't know that, but you're going to call them to help them answer any of the questions. You're still going to send the thank you email, because on there's going to be your landing page or your I Choose Optimal Health page. Does everyone know what that is? If they're not, remember, I have prizes.
I don't know what that is.
No, I don't know.
You didn't raise your hand, so you
I'm
can't
sorry.
have that prize. Okay, Susan. So you do not know what the I Choose Optimal Health page is. Is that what your question was, or something else?
Yes, that one. I do not know.
Okay. That's a good question. And it is. It's not something that everyone knows, because we forget to tell you guys. There's so much to tell you, right? So the I Choose Optimal Health page. When you have your ordering website through Take Shape for Life, do you have that set up? Like, are you out of pending?
Not yet. No, not yet.
Okay. When you get out of pending, are you? Who's your direct coach?
Shannon.
Shannon. Okay. So when you go to order your food, you see Shannon's page, right? With her little picture and her ID number and all that stuff. You're going to get one of those as well. So whatever you name that, there is through Take Shape for Life. It's called a landing page, and it's iChooseOptimalHealth.com after that little blip that we don't know what yours is yet, and that takes them to a generic page. I should just show you. Or we should come up here and show them mine.
It's the same.
Yeah.
but I can do another dot for your.
Alicia's going to show you what it looks like. But this is where, when you send out a thank you email to, after you get the word out and they say yes, if they're going to help you spread the word, the thank you email is going to have your specific landing page on it with the I Choose Optimal Health. Are you Googling it? Is it Alicia at?
It's Alicia dot I.
There's not an I in there.
Yes, there is.
I mean, she didn't have.
Oh, sure.
I thought it was .tsfl.
Did you see what I said?
Does it have a .tsfl?
No.
Okay.
I know mine works. You can do mine. Mine is.
No one knows.
Well, here's
No one knows what their I Choose Optimal Health
That's
website
really good
is.
to me.
I'm putting it in the wrong place. I just need to put it here.
See?
Yeah, I think so.
You too can be a regional director. There it is, right there, isn't it?
That is going to Google. I'm just gonna put it in.
Oh, yeah, good idea. Okay. Okay. So see how this is your page that will come up. And so this is Alicia's. And like I said, you'll get your own, which will be whatever you choose for your ordering page. That'll be the first part of it. And then you just put this behind it. But what people do then is go in here and they can request more information. But what you'll notice here is there's no Take Shape for Live and no MetaFast. Why would that be?
When some people hear Medifast, they're like, oh no, not going. That's what I've been doing in the past.
Okay.
I-
You get,
You can wait.
somebody new. Lacey.
You want them to reach out to you to talk about it, not just read, because a lot of them will interpret differently or whatever, but you want to have that conversation with them.
Correct. And by using this, you're branding, Alicia is branding herself, right? She is branding her coaching. She's not being a spokesperson for MetaFast. And if you tell people MetaFast, or if you send them to a website that says MetaFast, what are they going to do? They're going to go Google more because they have a name now, and they're going to read all this information, some good, a lot more bad, because people like to, when they're crabby or when something's not right, people like to complain about it, right? So you're going to find a lot of bad. And what if they find enough good? They're like, yeah, I want to sign up, but they forgot who sent them where, and they just go to MetaFast and sign up, right?
Yeah, get a different.
And get somebody else or not a coach at all. Because there's some people, you don't have to have a coach if you do MetaFast. But so that is what that's for. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, good. I get to give out prizes. You don't get to look.
You wrote your name. Wrote your name?
Oh,
Yeah.
Ah! See?
That's funny.
Okay. Okay, so I was talking about, so if somebody says, sure, you just send them the email and that's it. You keep them updated with your connections email. A connections email is something that you send out twice a month to the people that you're just keeping updated on your program. So these are people that they've never been a client, but you've told them about the program, you've connected with them, they help you spread the word, and you're going to keep them connected. And maybe they'll come around if they were ever interested, kind of, sort of, maybe a little bit. They may come back to you. And connections are very powerful. Yes, Jess.
How do you do those? I'm confused about that.
Okay.
The connections email. Is that something that's populated already for you, and then you just,
Are you signed up? Do you get mine?
I do get yours.
Okay. I have signed up for a service, and some other people have too. I just can't remember who. But I've signed up for a service that does one for me, which is awesome. And all you have to do is put your people's names in, and it's through Magnemy, and it'll send it out every 2 weeks. So if you get mine, just knock my information off the bottom, put yours on, and send it to your connections list. And then you don't have to, unless you want, but you can make your own if you don't like that. But it's just a really easy way to do it because it's already done for you. So you just take my name off, or if you get it from someone else, just take their name off and forward it on to your people. It's just a great way, and it's usually a healthy recipe and a little healthy before and after story. Just keeps people interested, and so maybe they were fine when you talked to them, but something happened a year or two down the road, and they're like, Jessica keeps sending me these things. Maybe I really should call her, because if you don't keep them connected to you, they're going to forget you by 2 years. They're not going to remember that conversation you had. So, does that help? Okay, cool. Okay, so last thing is, what if you are getting the word out and someone goes, oh my God, I need to do that right now. Right now, sign me up. Here's my credit card information. What do you do?
Do it.
Take it.
Yes, good answer. And do you go, well, wait a minute, I haven't even told you about it yet. No, right? You can say, all right, great. Well, let me ask you a few questions. I need to get your email address, your shipping address, and all that stuff. And then let's set up a call for tomorrow night if that works for you, and I can set some time aside and actually explain what we're going to be doing. That'll be exciting. Awesome. So don't feel like, wait a minute, we can't do that yet. That's out of the normal. No, go for it. They're ready. Let's not make them wait, right? Does that make sense? Okay, perfect. So everybody wrote down their bullet points. Now, I want you to take a couple minutes here and think about I want you to write down 5 names of people that you have not connected with yet. People that are not on your connections list, or maybe they are, but you've never talked to them. They're not on your share list, or everyone you know list. There's so many words out there going around list. And if you can't think of any, you're like, well, I can't think of any more. Get your phone out. Get your phone out and just look. Put 5 names down. You're gonna think. Everybody's doing it together. Just put 5 names down. I'm not gonna make you call them right now, so don't freak out. Just write it down. Because these are people that you have maybe thought about doing, but you haven't, but you forgot. You guys too, write down 5 names. Get her phone to look. It could be the bank teller. You don't even know their name. You know? But if you write it down, we can figure a way to get the word out. The grocery store lady that checks out your groceries. Maybe it's a neighbor that you don't know very well. Okay, if you didn't finish, then just put that on the front of your to-do list soon, is try to write down 5 names, after you leave here today. Because you guys, I want to make sure you're aware of this. Do you know about the Strive for 5 that Take Shape for Life is doing? They are doing an incentive through October, November, and December. And if you get 5 new clients, your orders have to be at least $250 or over. So like a brand new client, you set them up on a full order. If you get 5 of those in October, you get a $100 bonus. 5 more in November, another $100 bonus. And 5 more in December, another $100 bonus. So how are these clients going to come? Are they just going to knock on your door and call your phone? No. Right? You got to go get the word out. You have to go talk to people. So that's the only way that they're going to know about what you do, is if you tell them. Also, Kim Fisk is doing another incentive to coincide with that, but she wants us to focus on the process. So she's doing a connections challenge. So for every 25 people that you talk to, you get the word out. You tell your story, you get their email address, you send them a thank you email, and then you tell them you're going to keep them updated occasionally. You put them in their connections list. For every 25 of those you do, you get an entry into a $1,000 drawing. So you do 25, you get 1 entry. You do 50, you get 2 entries. You get 75, and so on. And then you have to send those thank you emails to like BCC and the blind carbon copy part to Kim, her email address as well, and that's in Dreamweavers. I think it's mythankyouemails@gmail.com. So if you didn't know that, you might want to write that down. It's mythankyouemails@gmail.com. And so you just need to BCC her so she can see. And then she has an assistant, thank goodness, so to tally all those up. And then I said I was going to do an incentive as well. I just had to put my thinking cap on as what I wanted to do. So I wanted you to BCC me. And so I will do one just for the Broom team for you guys getting it out. And I'm going to do, what did I say I was going to do? Oh, I'm going to do 25. You'll get $25 if you get 25 connections. If you hit 50 connections, I'll give you $50. You get 75, I'll give you 75. Now, why am I doing it that way? Because each time you get a chunk of 25, you get another entry into the Kim's deal as well. So it's another chance for you. So I want you to stretch yourself because that's also another money in your pocket too, and you're going to get another entry. And she's going to come to the area of the coach that does the most connections. And I would really love for her to come somewhere on our team. That would be awesome because I want to go. So all it is talking to people. And does that, because I want to make sure you guys are all clear on all that little, yes.
Is that till the end of December?
Yes.
December 31st?
December 31st. Yes, it is.
What email did you want it sent to?
Christy@bestlifeforusa.com.
You might need to get in it.
I will hire one. Yes.
I was just wondering, as your treasurer, is there a cap for what you're giving away, or you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, my treasurer may even put a cap on it. My cap is $500. So,
Per team, not per person.
per team, yeah, for the team. Right now, though, honestly, you guys, I only have 2 people that are sending me thank you emails.
I've got 3 ready, Sam.
Okay, so let's go to work and just talk to people and have fun and don't worry about the numbers, but it's a little incentive to like get your juices going and want to start talking to people. If Kim ends up coming to St. Louis, that's where Bart's from. I'll go to St. Louis. It'll be awesome. Okay, Troy. Troy's got a little, any questions before I do Troy's story time? Troy's story time's coming. Come on.
Right.
Yeah. And then after Troy's done, then we'll take a little potty break, so about 10 minutes. And when we do that, there's a bathroom straight back here. There's one down here around the bend. No, it's just right down here to the left. There's a bedroom in there. And then there's, if you walk up here and go towards the kitchen, to your right, there's a little one right off of the garage as well. So, Mr. Troy Broom is going to talk to you.
So I started coaching about a year and a half ago. Christian's been about 4 years, over 4 years. So I finally dipped my feet in. But she connects to people so easily, and she just made it look so easy. So I'm like, oh, I can do that. It looks so easy. No, it wasn't so easy for me. And she's like, why are you talking to people? And back then it was collecting yeses. And I didn't know what it was. And she said, are you scared? And so I just assumed that I was. I don't know why. But it's like, this is not easy. My first client is here today, Kelly Tran, in January of 2013. And that was easy. So I'm like, oh, well, I know. Of course it was easy. It wasn't until recently I figured out, what?
Talk up a little bit.
Okay. It wasn't until recently it all kind of came together because I wasn't scared to talk to people. I talked to people all the time. And Christy did you talk about walls of resistance? So everybody, even your friends and your family, they're keeping like 40% of themselves back. They're not giving you all their cooperation. So you can imagine the people that I barely know, they're holding like 90% of themselves back. And I I'm not going to make a connection to them because maybe that was fear. I didn't know. So when you're talking to people and they have that wall up and you're all excited, because I knew that wasn't going to work for me because I tried it a few times. Blah, blah, blah. This thing is so great. And I'm just all over them. Well, their wall was up and it just splashed back at me. They never want to see me again, let alone talk about anything. Another way to make a connection with people, and this is how I felt. Have you ever felt like you're invading someone's space? Like you aren't being, like you have, I was thinking in my mind, I have to get the perfect situation so I can tell them what I'm doing. So it's almost like strategic, and it just feels icky. It's like, that just doesn't feel right. I can't do this. I would convince myself, I can't do this. I was just thinking about, they were feeling uncomfortable. They knew I was up to something, and that didn't work. And then I got a couple more clients, and it was always the people I knew, the people that I liked, people I connected with. I was making it all about me. And when I put myself in their shoes, to the people I liked and the people I connected with, the walls came down and it flowed. So what I always thought Christy's magic was, she was connecting to people, which a year and a half later, I finally figured out. I was out there trying to collect a yes, when I should have just been connecting with people. And if they wanted it, great. If they didn't, that was great too. So learning about empathy, putting yourself in someone else's shoes. And there's a little story about empathy, which I thought was really good. This farmer has some little puppies to sell. So he's outside nailing up a big sign and just getting the last nail in, and he feels this little tug on his overalls. And he looks down, and there's this little boy. And the little boy goes, can I buy one of your puppies? And the farmer goes, well, you know, they're really good puppies. They're pretty expensive, but I'll let you look at them. So the farmer yells, here, Dolly. And the mama dog runs out of the little shed down the ramp. These four little fur balls come chasing after her, and the dogs are running and jumping all over. The little kid has his face pressed up against the fence looking at him. And then he hears something else in the shed. He looks up, and another little dog, about half the size of the other ones, gets up to the edge of the ramp, slides down the ramp a little bit, trying to keep up with his brothers and sisters, and he awkwardly, really slow, just kind of limps over there, and the little boy goes, that's the one I want. And the farmer bent down, goes, son, you don't want that dog. That dog won't be able to run, won't be able to play with you. And the little boy steps back, pulls up his pant leg, he's got steel braces there. And he goes, I need that puppy, because that puppy will understand. That puppy needs someone to understand. And that story about empathy, putting yourself in someone else's shoes, to me, that's the way you connect with people. And using your own intuition, your past, your feelings, what you've done, listening to someone else, keeping my mouth shut, letting them talk, and then taking my past experiences and having that conversation and making the connection. It took a year and a half, but I think the light finally came out. So that's what I feel.
Ask if there's any questions, comments.
Anybody have any questions or comments?
Great.
Do you listen to Christy now?
We still are kind of like this, but I'm understanding her more.
So if that's, I do. So if that's how you feel, and you feel that ickiness, remember?
I
You
did,
were talking
yes.
about this. So what do you do different now? What is your process in your head? How do you do this now?
Well, I'm still really just figuring this out, but it's more just shutting my mouth. I see people at work, but it's not about me. So it's making that connection with them. And I don't know, it's all new to me. I want to get to know them, make a connection with them, and just see where it goes.
So do you just start a conversation maybe about their family or something like that to find out what's going on in their life and then kind of go from there?
It's asking questions, but it's asking questions based on what they're saying. Like, just create a safe place for them to talk. So you like I'll go walk by and say, how was your weekend? Did you do anything exciting? And then depending on what they say, you ask a couple more questions, and it's just friendly, and then I move on. I mean, I don't stay there for 3 hours and try to get
Right.
all the details. But it's just making that so that the next time they see me, hopefully they're like, oh, there he is again. I'm gonna say something, rather than, oh my God. No, it's just making those connections, and when you see the smile on the face when you walk in, you know you're doing it right.
Really, it's making a friend.
What's that?
You're really making a friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is this-
Your relationship.
Yeah. And that was my mind shift. It was going, it's not what am I trying to do, it's get to know you, and I might be able to help you. But that's, to me, that's way down the line. And I'm probably not going to get a bunch of clients really fast, because I'm still learning how to connect with people. And Christy and I were talking the other night. This was funny. The difference between Christy and I. If we were sitting there and someone was walking down the sidewalk and they tripped and fell, the first thing I'm going to do is laugh, because that's funny to me. I mean, you guys watch America's Funniest Home Videos, you know, or used to, and someone, it's just, my initial reaction is, oh, that's funny. Then I'm going to go, oh, I hope they're all right. Well, Christy is not going to laugh at all. She's going to run over and see, are you okay?
And I'm
So-
gonna be mad at you for laughing.
Yeah, and you have before.
Yes. And then you laugh more because I'm mad at you for laughing. That never ends well.
So to me, that's the easiest way to show the difference, because I have to think about, not that I don't like people, but it's just, I don't have that level of empathy, which I'm working on.
Tony had some.
No, I was just gonna say, with your new mindset, do you feel like you've connected with more people since you've had that shift of thinking differently?
I have at work, which really helped too, because I've got a new job in the last few months, and they don't know the old me.
Yeah.
So,
They don't know you're gonna laugh at them when they fall down.
no, but they're nice to my face anyway. But
So are
it's,
you getting
it's
out of-
easier.
Are you getting out of the office more than your old job?
No, not really. But I find myself even in the elevator. I mean, I used to just go in the elevator and stand and to get off on my floor.
Yeah.
Go to work. Now I'm chatting with people. So
It's crowd, honey. I want you to tell them though, because you left this part out, and this was really good, I thought, about the ickiness that you used to feel, or maybe you said it and it kind of
Yes.
slid over me, but the ickiness that you used to feel when you were talking to people because you had an agenda. You say it like that? And I missed it.
I think I did.
Okay, that you had an agenda because you were looking for something.
Yeah, because my wife said, "Come out there and collect those yeses." No, I did. It didn't feel comfortable because I didn't want to manipulate them.
Right.
But that's how I felt. It may not have, I mean,
Right.
there's nothing wrong with take shapes. There's nothing wrong with, I mean, this is all awesome, but it was how I was feeling because I was making it about me.
And I think it's good to know that, like, I can relate to that a lot more, and that's more how I am too. I have to really, and that's kind of is about that. For me, I have to make connection before I can reach out. But there are people in this room that probably instantly, like Christy, has that connection. So you don't have to feel like the process has to be slower like it is for some of us. So don't think that, oh, I'm ready to say something and reach out because they need it. And if you're authentic, it's still going to be fine to not wait. Not everybody would have to maybe take as long as Troy and I would.
Right.
Like you wouldn't have to, you'd be authentic right away because that's who you are. Does that make sense?
No, because I don't know. You don't do that to me because you make it sound like it's so easy or that I don't.
Well, I've been with you, like, before I was a coach, Christy and I met in Kansas City one weekend just to say, like, go hang out. And everybody we met, she would meet people just sitting at the bar or the restaurant or whatever and instantly tell them what she did and that she's helping people. And you did that. Yes, you did.
No, I would be friends with them on Facebook though.
Yes, and you'd be friends with them on Facebook. Yes, she would. You would talk to them, and before they would walk away, hey, you would be friends on Facebook. Someone we met in the. It happened to at a restaurant and at a bar and in an elevator.
At a bar, just
Yeah, she was annoyed, not annoyed, but she's like, really, another one? And I'm like,
Because that so isn't my comfort zone. I would have to know them in a workplace, and I'm just saying, I don't want people who think they're ready to be comfortable like you are, that they have to be as slow as Troy and I.
okay, but I would like to just make, the only reason I would bring that up of what I did is if the conversation went there.
Right.
I don't ever push it on anyone.
No, it didn't look pushy
Or,
at all.
Or if it's awkward,
Right.
it's not a good fit, I'm
Right.
not bringing it up. But yeah, I want to get to know someone. I like to meet
I know,
people.
and it was authentic. That's what I'm saying, that it was natural and authentic, and then for other people who want that natural, authentic, comfortable
Well,
feeling
we all
with
can
it.
do that.
Yes, so they should go for that. I don't want to be slowing people down, and they have to be slower if they're comfortable right away.
You like to meet people and find out everything you can about them.
Yes.
You've always been like that.
And
I know.
I like to meet people,
You don't,
but
but you don't have to be Christy, you can still be successful.
Yes.
You are.
Yes.
Okay,
a
so
full
if you
social
have-
butterfly.
If you have Facebook, I have Facebook, but I don't post on Facebook because that's just me. I just get on and see what's happening in everybody's life.
You're a stalker.
I am. I'm the creepy stalker.
Okay.
That's, I mean, really. I don't post things. So
Yeah.
and that's not gonna change. I'm probably not gonna post a lot of stuff on Facebook.
You
So,
don't have to, you have a phone.
yeah, but I do use a phone, but I'm not gonna call them either. So, I mean, I would if, I don't know, it's just, I'm kind of like.
Well, let me ask you this, Michelle. Are you glad that someone called you?
Yeah.
Not really?
Oh, yes, I am, but she didn't call me. She didn't really call me. We were in a conversation and she said, let me tell you what Christy's doing. And I had just had my
You didn't call her.
shoulder surgery.
called
And
you know what I'm
I was
asking.
feeling fat and I had gained so much weight from my shoulder surgery. And so, yeah. I
But you
mean,
know what I'm asking?
yes,
Are you glad that this is part of your life that you?
yes, yes,
And now your husband,
yes,
are you happy about that?
yes.
Would you not want someone else
No,
to share some of that with someone else?
No, that's why I'm doing it.
So for you to say, put up a block and say, well, I'm probably not gonna call him and I'm probably not gonna post on Facebook, and I'm just saying, don't, like what Troy says, don't make it about you. You have to turn that and what can I do now for other people? I have something that I could share with them, they might really need. And maybe, you know your friends really well, but maybe their parents are sick, diabetic, they're bed rest, whatever, that you could tell them about it and you could help them save their parents. I mean, how does that feel?
Yeah, no,
Amazing, right?
yes,
Life changing.
yes, it is life changing.
So if you turn that and think of it that way, yes, Cheryl.
I think I'm kind of in the same boat. The only time I go on Facebook is like see what my nephews are doing, my granddaughter, make sure they're not doing something not supposed to. So like now I'm getting on Facebook, so like it's just like my friends. Well, now I'm like having to get out of that because you're always guarded, I think, and keep your information private is what they always tell you. So now I'm having to go into a new world where everybody's doing Facebook or, social media. And so now I'm having to retrain myself to start trying to get on Facebook and, other ways to open myself up more. But I've always been like everybody at work, Kelly will know, talk about wellness, let's do this, detox or whatever, but I just couldn't never apply it to myself. But I feel uncomfortable. I'm still saying information that's going to help them, but now I feel funny because I'm trying to get them into
Are you selling something?
wellness, health.
Because do you actually sell something?
No,
What
giving
would,
them information.
you would be giving them information, and would you be helping them? And if they want it, if they don't want it, if they don't want to hear it, they don't want it, is that okay? And is that better that you offered it to them and they said, you know, I'm good, I don't really need it? Or you never told them and 6 months down the road, they got diabetes or they had to go on, they had a heart attack and you never told them? Which one hurts more?
It would hurt, but I never told them.
Does that help?
But you're going from one, at least for me, I'm going from one, and I've always talked about help to everybody I know, but I'm just feeling guarded and I guess kind of shy, but I'm trying to transition over to be more outgoing.
So you're just shy because you're a coach?
No.
Okay, Kelly.
I was just gonna say, I have known Cheryl for a long time, and I have some fears about Facebook at first too. Most people here know, and I'm not afraid to share it, but I had a very physically abusive relationship, and my ex was in prison for 10 years, and he was getting out. He had not been out very long when I became a coach, and so I had so many fears of my stuff being out there and stuff. And somehow, there's lots of ways I dealt with it, but eventually I just came to terms with the fact that if anybody wants to get me or whatever, they're going to get me. It doesn't matter how it happens. But I can say that I know other coaches, and I know even Kim built their businesses without Facebook. And so it doesn't have to be a pillar of your business if you don't want it to be.
Absolutely.
It can be very powerful if you're using it correctly. It can be, but it doesn't have to be part of it, a huge part of it. It can be a smaller piece.
Just a question then, Cheryl, is that your fear that someone's going to be, if you're less private, if you're more open, is someone going to get you or like that?
No, I've just never been to put all my information out there.
Okay. Well, they don't have to do that. I mean, baby step it. Do what you're comfortable with. There's no, it's your business. You have a mentor that will help and guide you, but it's your business. You get to choose what you want to do.
And when I say get you, I don't mean like violently, but like your information, your, anything like that people have kind of a worry about, and it's legitimate. It's just not, there are other ways that can happen too, but I get what you're saying. I'm just saying that it doesn't have to be all out there if you don't want it to be.
Does that help? Yes.
Well, two things for me, like on Facebook, some things I put public when it has to do with the, business aspect, but like pictures of my kids and stuff like that. You can censor it and stuff like that. So not everybody has that part of it, which is a great tool. But can you address like getting the word out not on Facebook? That's what
the getting the word out thing. You can, you mean to call people?
No, or like kind of how to approach the program, like with people you don't know, strangers and whatnot, like not using Facebook at the school.
Okay.
Like you talked about being in the grocery store.
Right.
You talk about
Or
being in
the like
the Hobby Lobby
Serena.
or.
I can tell a story that happened yesterday coming home on the plane. And my story's never short, but I'll try to be short.
3 bullet points.
Okay. Bill wasn't here, I was here, this lady was here, and she, of course, we're all going to Wichita, she's from Halstead, and all that's where my family's buried. Anyway, I said, I gotta go to the bathroom, went to the bathroom, I came back, as I came back, she and Bill were having a conversation, and I saw, and I do have business cards, he'd either just given it to her or whatever. Anyway, she had it in her hand, and I'm like, well, I wonder how that came about. So I sat down, and she said, well, your husband told me later. I said, how did that start? Because that, I think, is the part that, she asked what we did. And that's how that began. And well, Pam's a health coach, and she must have wanted information. She handed me the card. That's when I came in, and I said, she said, well, I have 2 daughters that I would love to have them know about this program or about you, about what you do. And I said, well, and then I said, do you have an email address so that I can send you a link to my website? And then you could just forward that to your, that was so natural to do that. And my question was, and that's why I asked Bill, how did that start?
Like, how do you initiate?
How did that start? So then her friend came back and she says to her friend, hey, Debbie, Pam's a health coach. And she looked up and she said, we need her. I said, what's your email address? I can send you a link. You know, and that was also natural. But she was chatty. 2 things. I'm like Troy is. I get on the plane, sit here, and get down, not look at on elevators, no eye contact, you know, and I feel like I have grown so much in 4.5 years. If I didn't do one other thing, I'm happy that I had that growth. That it interests me now to find out what people do and what their kids do and where they are. And, you know, you talk about anybody's kids, you've got a conversation going and they'll love you forever. And have no intention of, well, I'm eventually gonna get to, you know, but it's that piece is wonderfully satisfying. Now, what's the thing about the green frog? Eat the green frog first. I know it's been out. Eat the green. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm talking about her story that she.
Yes, Alicia, hang on. Yes, I mean,
Before the green frog? Yeah. So she told me the longer version of the story, which is the part that you want to know, which is they were all going to Wichita. They'd all been. They were like, oh, you know, are you live in Wichita, whatever. And she said, I live in Halstead, and my mom was like, well, my whole family's buried in Halstead, and she goes, so they immediately connected with this history of everybody that's there, their whole family buried in the same cemetery together, right?
And she's on the board of the cemetery, for God's sake.
So all of that conversation happened, which then they became friends, which is what they were talking about that Christy does way before she was ever a health coach, because you're just being your authentic self. And if your authentic self is to stand at wherever they were waiting on a bus and talk to somebody just because you're friendly, if it comes up, then, you know, then of course, share. But she didn't walk up to the bus stop and go, what email address can I get? And that's why the ditching of the collecting yes, because that really isn't what we do. Even though we've kind of challenged ourselves to step out of our comfort zone and not keep your head down in the elevator, but to, you know, look around and know that somebody might need you. Whose angel might you be? You know, whose friend do you want to be? Because if you don't try to meet people and make friends, then you don't have any way to share this, right? So I don't think it's being someone that you're not, or being on Facebook and doing things that you've never done before. People are gonna go, what is up with her? She is acting weird on Facebook. I mean, you know, but I mean, when Christy and I first started Facebook, we didn't even have all of this, none of this existed. And, you know, if we were friendly on Facebook, we were friendly on Facebook. It just evolved into this because we started being people that, I don't use Twitter. I don't use Instagram. There are coaches that have huge businesses on Instagram. Why? Because they Instagram. So I think it's just being, you know, step out of your comfort zone, communicate with people, share what you do. Don't be afraid to share what you do, or even, you know, if you think, oh, I'd love for you to know what I do. You know, then sometimes that just, you know, you don't have to be fearful of not sharing that. You know, I used to be fearful and say, well, I'm a teacher. Well, I'm a health coach. Like, what do I say? You know, like that. And that's kind of something that you learn, or you rethink, you know, what you do. But I was just going to say that she made friends with that lady, and that's why she was able to collect all
and
of
that's
their
probably
emails.
why it was easy then, because she was very friendly, and there were other connections as well. So I did feel like she was a friend.
And Christy really is friends with all those people that she meets at the bar.
To participated.
Throw you under the bar, Beth, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, I have the outgoing, gregarious personality, and I do want to know everything about everybody. And if I sit at Kobe's Steakhouse, I know everybody before I leave my Facebook friends with them the next day. That type of thing. That's very annoying to some people. Not everybody. So if personalities like Troy might reach someone who I wouldn't, because I wear them out. Right? Plain and simple. My own daughter will call AJ's phone to make plans, and I'm going, why didn't you call me? I just want to make plans. I didn't want to know what you have for dinner. You know, I mean, really. I get very offended by that. And then I realize she's a very focused, task-oriented person. And I'm task-oriented. I want to get this job done. I love this. I'm passionate. But I'm going to wear everybody out in the process, talking and having fun, you know. But I think you will reach maybe different personality types. Is that wrong? I think you can be empathetic and passionate about what you're doing without being over the top crazy and like I am, you know. So, and Pam, I think, is an excellent example that we've really enjoyed Chandlership of both. And once again, two very different styles. And it's awesome to have both of those to pull from, especially in our own household where we balance each other because I'm over the top, loud and crazy and fun. I'm fun.
Yay!
And he's fun too, but he's very task oriented. And you know from talking to both of us, you're probably thinking, oh God, please let Adrian answer. I want to get this done. I want to get off the phone before 10 o'clock tonight. But I think we can all reach our own people and our own element too.
I would agree. I would agree.
I forgot what started that, but, did we
Troy's
get everybody's,
story.
did we get everybody's questions
Good story.
answered?
That was a very good story.
Everybody good? So we can take a little break. It's gonna be shorter now though, because we gotta move with what we're doing client support next. So take a quick break, grab something to drink. There's waters in the fridge back there. There's water bottles in that fridge. There's bathroom there, bathroom upstairs. I was by myself. I'm gonna stop the recording. I'm gonna stop recording.